Let's talk some football. Lon, what do you think?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Do we know when spring practice starts yet?
March 14th.
Okay. March 14th.
That is the day.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
A full spring finally.
Hopefully a full spring. Now, outside of that quarterback competition, which you can certainly respond to, but outside of the quarterback competition, what are you going to be looking out for? What do you think position units really are important here?
I quickly just immediately go to safeties and linebackers. Just wide receiver, I feel like that's a situation that's going to play itself out, just like receiver. I think the iron will sharpen the iron, and the best players will start in those positions, regardless of who's your favorite or any of that. I feel like those players will take over those spots. But safety and linebacker, that's where LSU had the biggest trouble on defense last year, and it cost us big. 124th out of 128th ranked in the country in total defense. That is an absolute joke. And it was all because there was just such a soft middle of the field with those safeties and those linebackers. You could just pick on those guys. And this year, Blake Baker, I got to give total props to my man Carter the Power for bringing out this point. Blake Baker said in his introductory press conference that he knows the right technique for the linebackers, and that he noticed that LSU's linebackers last year were not playing with the right technique, obviously. But it's up to him now to show us exactly what he feels linebackers should be doing. I have a viewpoint. I know exactly what they were doing wrong last year, but I want to see what Blake Baker feels they were doing wrong last year. I want to see if Blake Baker execute and get the right linebackers out there. I want to see Micah Baskerville out there. I want to see Mike Jones Jr. out there. I'm hearing that Micah Baskerville is already favored to be that Mike linebacker. But with the safety positions, that is just really wide open. You've got Todd Harris there, who's coming back for a second senior year. He was coming back from a knee injury last year, so you could excuse some rust there. He still forced 3 turnovers, 2 picks, a forced fumble, just punching that ball out. And then you got Mo Hampton, who had a really bad 2020, but an awesome 2019 freshman year. Even started a few games and played a bunch in the semifinal against Oklahoma, SEC championship game against Georgia, title game against Clemson. Mo Hampton was in those games and performed admirably. I think he was just put in some horrible positions last year. Everybody who stepped on the field, it seemed, who played as safety or linebacker for LSU, was put in a horrible position at some point or another, whether it seemed like it was their mistake or a play calling or it just was an absolute confused mess out there. And that's what the defensive coordinator, Durante Jones, is trying to clean up there. And it's actually Durante Jones who's going to be calling the shots with the safeties. So I'm looking for freshman Sage Ryan to step up to the table and maybe take a starting position there. But not at safety, actually, nickel. Because here's the thing. Durante Jones is going to want to run a 4-2-5 base most of the time. Not just a 4-3, 2 safety, 2. It's just too easy to pick apart, as we found out last year with LSU, just doing that 4-3-4 base every time. It's just too easy. I think you're going to see that 4-2-5 more than anything with Durante Jones, and Sage Ryan can play that nickel position beautifully. We could even see Jay Ward, who played corner the last 2 years and played fantastically there, played like an All-American, Coach Orgeron said the last few games, and in my eyes too as well. Jay Ward, he could move to free safety if need be. He's got the coverage abilities. He's got the range. He's got the tackling ability too. He put up eight tackles, I believe, 6 solo against Florida. This guy racks them up. So safety, linebacker, those are the positions I'm looking at. Defense, those are the spots. Those are the spots LSU can just be destroyed at. any defense, no matter how many high octane superstars you have on your roster, you will be picked apart if your linebackers and your safeties are crap. That is the modern game right now. Safeties, linebackers, high quality play there. LSU's got to get back to it. We were spoiled with Grant Delpit, with Tyrann Mathieu, just the list goes on and on of great safety. Craig Stelz, he was my favorite. Craig Stelz, LaRon Landry, he was another one of my favorites. Ryan Clark, another favorite. The names go on and on at LSU of great safeties, and so I want to see that great safety tradition get back to it as a former safety myself.
Sage Ryan is the second-rated safety in this class, although he's not going to be on campus until the summer.